Hello. Welcome to another Radio Rambles. Now, today I would like to talk to you about Shortwave Listening, or SWL for short. Now, I'm a big fan of radio, and I have always been interested in shortwave, casting the net into the megahertz and seeing what you could pull out the air from potentially the other side of the world, maybe. It's a really exciting hobby, and the amount of things I've managed to pick up on a very simple radio is phenomenal. And I'd like to spend just a moment to talk to you about signal reporting. So signal reporting is where you pick up a station, you listen to it, and basically you report back to that station to say, here is my location, and just to let you know that I heard it where I was. But there's a little bit more to it than that. So, I'll give you a recent example. My son and I, we went out on our bikes with our radio through the fields, and we wanted to see what we could pick up. And we actually picked up a few really good stations. Now, one of those stations was called Radio Europa, and it was coming in pretty strong at the time. So I thought, I'll show my son how to write a signal report and we'll send it through. So what we did, we found the station. Sometimes it's not obvious what the station is or what the station is called. So we use a website called shortwave.info, and there's a link in the description below. And basically what this is, you put in your time and the frequency that you heard it on, and it will sort of guide you into and tell you what station you were listening to. Now, once you'd found out your station, you can do a little bit of Googling online, and eventually, hopefully, you'll end up with an email address. And it's this email address you're going to write your signal report to, so you can get that report to the station to let them know that you heard them from where you were. So we start to compose an email, my son and I, and basically you want to start off with the basics. You want to start off with the date and the time, UTC time, and the location. The most important thing is the location, where you're located, so they know how far they're reaching. It's quite nice to include what equipment you're using. Okay, so the next thing you want to include is what are you listening to them on? What radio? Do you have any bespoke aerials? Or have you got have you extended your aerial with a long wire, for example? That sort of thing. That's always interesting, a little snippet of information to tell them. And finally, the signal report itself. Okay, I like to mark things out of 5 on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being poor and 5 being good. Okay, so my signal report for the other evening, for example, was a 4 out of 5, and I put this in my report, 4 out of 5, and give a little description as well. Describe how it was received. So, for example, mine, I'm just going to read mine out. The signal report was 4 out of 5. It was received clearly to begin with. There was minimal interference, but began to fade in and out at times, but overall a strong and clear transmission. And there you have it. Nice and simple. Off it goes. Over the email. Don't expect any reply back. But on some cases, depending on the station that you're writing to, you might get a QSL card. So these are cards to acknowledge that you've made contact, and Radio Europa very kindly emailed back a series of photos and a QSL card, which was really nice of them, and I'll show you them at the end of this video. Incidentally, if you're interested in what kit I use, I have a number of small portable shortwave radios, but my favourite has to be the XH Data 808. It's nice and compact, I really like it, and it fits into a case. It comes with a case, like so. But it's also got a little jack that you can feed in a wire. And it actually comes with the wire like this, but the trouble is with me, it gets tangled up. So what I've done, I've 3D printed a little holder like this. Okay, and it's a nice size that it just fits nicely into the case like that. So the holder, the wire aerial extension, and the radio itself fit really nicely into the pouch. So there you go, the XH Data. Yeah, I really like that radio. Yeah, it's a good radio. Anyway, we'll end it there, but I will show you what Radio Europa kindly sent me after they received our signal report. All right, take care, and hopefully hear you on the airwaves. Bye for now.